Meanwhile, South Dakota Senator and current Minority Whip John Thune has been elected Senate Republican leader in the Senate, despite a push among Trump loyalists for Rick Scott. But the new leader says Republicans, all of them, united behind Trump.
It's a new day in the United States Senate, and it's a new day in America. And this Republican team is united. We are on one team. We are excited to reclaim the majority and to get to work with our colleagues in the House to enact President Trump's agenda.
Okay. Also, newly elected into Senate leadership as Republican Conference Vice Chair is that guy right there, Oklahoma Senator James Lankford. Good morning to you, Senator.
Hey, good morning, everybody.
Okay, Donald Trump's made it very clear. He's come out with a bunch of names. He wants you guys to confirm them as quickly as possible. What's your number one priority, though, legislatively?
Oh, legislative is going to be the tax cuts issue. We've got to be able to deal with that piece. That's going to take months and months and months to be able to pull that together. It's extremely complicated, but very important. We don't want the tax issues to expire at the end of next year.
So the leadership election held in private. There's no record of who voted for whom. But what was going on behind the scenes? Because I know a lot of MAGA world was united behind Rick Scott. And essentially said to all of you guys, you better vote for Trump's guy. That's Rick Scott. It did not work ultimately.
It was so interesting. We had folks that said they were speaking for Trump out there and that they were putting out there we're going to support Rick Scott, which is a great guy. Rick Scott's a terrific leader. He's a great member of the Senate. But the issue became they were saying they were speaking for President Trump. President Trump never spoke out on that. I've noticed he's not a shrinking violet. He is someone that if he has an opinion, he actually says his opinion on that. In fact, as soon as John Thune was elected, he put out a statement in strong support of actually John Thune. And so the time that President Trump actually spoke about the leadership elections was immediately afterwards, and it actually was in support of Thune. Thune supported Trump overwhelmingly. You can look at the vote history from when Trump was here before. And so he's been very supportive of President Trump, and he came out immediately in the press conference and reaffirmed it.
Well, there you go. All right. So you're united behind pushing the Trump agenda. But one of the first things you guys have got to do in the Senate is you're going to have to confirm his nominees. One of them, nobody saw Matt Gaetz yesterday. He wasn't on anybody's bingo card, really. And, you know, the stories today are out there where there are a number of Republicans who think this is going to be a tough confirmation. What are you guys going to do?
Yeah, I would say we're going to do the Matt Gaetz confirmation like all the rest of them. President Trump's put a bunch of nominations out there. We've got to get on those very, very quickly. When the new Congress is sworn in the 3rd of January, even before President Trump is actually inaugurated and sworn in, then we will actually get busy on those starting on January the 3rd. Those are hearings behind the scenes. To be able to go through that, they'll all be in public, and to be able to go through that. And then as soon as the president is actually sworn in, we'll be able to do the final votes on it and get busy, especially on the top cabinet picks.
Sure. We've both seen Donald Trump when he was president, and we've seen him over the last couple of years. I've got a feeling what he's going to do is if there are some Republican senators who are sitting on the fence, and currently 4 would have to say no to Matt Gaetz for the confirmation to fail. But knowing Donald Trump, he's probably going to get on the horn and say, hey, I got all you guys elected. You got to help me out here.
Yeah, he'll stay engaged in the process as he was. I would say there's a huge difference between a Joe Biden and a Donald Trump in a million different policy areas, but it's also a big difference in how he handles issues. President Trump was always engaged with members of Congress on the phone, calling, coming over, getting a chance to be able to talk back and forth, coming to the Capitol. We went to the White House. So there's a lot of interaction to be able to move legislation. Joe Biden has not left the building on the whole, has never called most members of Congress and is not engaged. In fact, even his legislative team doesn't engage. So President Trump is a hands-on leader, and I fully expect him to be able to be engaged.
He wants to get a lot done, and he needs your help.
Yeah.
Senator, thank you very much for joining us. I know you got a busy day. Thanks for dropping by Fox and Friends.
You bet. Thanks. Good to see you again.